What makes you so lethal come playoff time? How do you explain it?
Just hyper focus. I mean, I understand how important each pitch, each moment is. I understand that you're not always going to be successful in those moments, but anything I can do, any bit of information or video or swings, anything I can do to be in my best spot during this moment.
Go to the second row on your right, Giancarlo.
Giancarlo, what did you think of how Rodon bounced back from that start, Game 2?
He was great. He was the driver tonight. Juan got us going on the offensive side, but Carlos was holding them down and giving us a chance to score and add to it.
Other questions? We'll go to Nathan here, left.
Giancarlo, in the hours leading up to tonight's game, did you see any difference in Carlos in just the way he was kind of, focused or prepared? Was there anything different about his demeanor today?
I can't say I saw him before the game. I was in my own focus. But regardless of his pregame, he showed how prepared and focused he was. So that's all that matters.
Second row, you're right, Ryan.
You mentioned Soto starting it off. He's been swinging well all postseason, but he gets his first Yankee postseason home run there. What did that do for you guys to start the table?
It's always great to score first, and with the homer, it's always a little extra buzz. So yeah, we just needed to add to it and capitalize on mistakes and not try to do too much and get it done.
What have you seen anything like that sequence where there were like 4 wild pitches in a span of 4 batters and you guys were just kind of going around the bases?
I can't really say I have, but that's baseball. You show up to the park, there's always going to be something that you've never seen before, a chance of something you've never seen before, whether it's playoffs or opening day.
To your immediate right, Bob.
Giancarlo, this is not a question that anyone would ask of you in the midweek series in April or May, but in October, a best of 7, do you think a performance like this by Carlos and the team can set the tone for the rest of the series or send a message?
Getting the start off win's big. It's a message in its own, but there's still 3 to get. So we know this is good, but in our eyes, we haven't done nothing yet. We got to win 3 out of 6, and we take that as 3 out of 3.
We'll go to Peter here on the end of the second row.
Understanding this is a disciplined team to begin with, just how much have walks been a weapon for you guys this postseason?
Big time. They are huge. We can't emphasize that enough. Not forcing things. So, in the biggest moments, you want to maybe try to do too much, expand a little too much. And we've done a great job so far of taking what they give us, and we'll continue to do that.
Hey, Carlos. Aaron just called your outing tonight dominant. How would you describe the outing? What stands out to you the most?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Austin was great behind the plate. He had a good idea of how he wanted to handle the hitters, and then defensively we had some great play out there as well from Judge and infield as well. And then the bullpen coming in and shut the door was great. And then obviously offensively we scored some runs, some big swings from Soto and Big G, and some competitive bats. And it seems like we know the strike zone very well, so we played a very good game. Second row on your right, Brian.
Carlos, you had 25 swings and misses tonight. What was just working so well for you?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was mostly fastball slider, mixed in some changeups, a couple cutters. And like I said, I thought Austin had a good idea and good game plan behind the plate. And I was just throwing to where he wanted me to throw it.
And then how much more comfortable did you feel out there compared to Game 2 against Kansas?
Yeah, it was, I mean, the goal was just try to stay in control of, what I can do. Obviously physically and emotionally, and I thought I executed that well tonight.
At the first row on your left, Chris. Carlos, when you signed here 2 off seasons ago, are these the kinds of performances you envisioned yourself having?
Yeah, I mean, it mostly is just the opportunity, to be able to pitch in a game like this. Yeah.
We'll go to the 5th row of the right center aisle.
Carlos, given the stage, where does this performance rank in your career?
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. I've never pitched in the ALCS before, so this was my first time. So I mean, there's no bigger stage in baseball. So I would say it's definitely up there.
The 3rd row, your far left, Gabe.
Carlos, given how well you were pitching, was it challenging to kind of maintain that emotional level of just kind of being right at one level, or did you break character ever?
No, I had it under control most of the night. I watched, like I said, we had a press conference earlier before the game. I think a couple days ago, I watched Garrett throw that game 4 in Kansas City, and mentally I was taking notes on how he was going out there and going about it, and I just wanted to kind of go about it the same way, and I thought I did well at that tonight.
A 2nd row, your right, Ryan.
You went through the 3, 4, 5 in the order in the 4th inning. I think it was part of 11 in a row you set down, and then you won a 9-pitch at bat against Ramirez.
Yeah.
Your last, and you talked the other day about how tough he is.
Yeah, he's a great hitter. I mean, if you look at his numbers versus me, I mean, he's had I would say around 40 or so, probably more at bats. He's hitting pretty well against me. I mean, he's one of the better hitters in our game, and that last at bat against him was tough. I mean, anytime I go up against Jose, it's a tough at bat, and he puts it he puts a tough at bat up there, and he fights off tough pitches. I mean, he's such a great player. It's fortunate. Judgy ran down that ball. I mean, he hit 2 balls hard to center, and that was a goal to keep him in the center of the field or the right side of the field, and he always puts a good at bat up.
I was just gonna say the 4th inning was that key after you guys scored those runs on the wild pitches to just shut them down, right? Come back.
Yeah, that was the goal, was a shutdown inning after we scored there. Go out there and put up a 0.
And we'll stay there with Peter, I think.
I know you mentioned Garrett Cole, his poker face. Just what exactly, specifically, were you able to take from him, and what's it like on the mound? What are you actually doing to hold that mindset?
Yeah, I mean, if you go, there's some big spots in that game for Garrett. I can't remember. There's runners on, and he gets out of the jam, and it's pretty even keel walking off the mound. There's no screaming. There's no fist pumping or anything. He's just, like I said, like a robot, and he walks out and walks across the line and into the dugout. I mean, it's not that it's hard. It's just, being mindful of it and being focused on, the next pitch. And I think that kind of leads to, that robot, that good poker face.
Hey, Juan, you joked before the game kind of that you couldn't tell us why you've had so much success against Alex Cobb. But to ask you post game, why do you think you have so much success against Alex Cobb?
I don't know. He's a veteran player. He's been in the league for a while. I feel like he's a guy who's not scared. He's pounding the strike zone, so he's gonna give you pitches to hit. So I'm just ready. I'm ready to swing every time. I know he's not gonna run away. So as you see in my first at bat, he went 0-2 right away, and then I stayed locked in, got another pitcher, and then drive. That's my mindset all the time. I try to be aggressive because I know I'm gonna get some pitches, and he did.
You look at that 3rd inning. You started things off, of course, but what did you think of the at-bat quality of the rest of the lineup as they navigated through that inning?
That's what good teams does. It's not all about one guy. It's about the whole lineup, and we put pressure on those guys, taking pitches and getting our walks, getting guys over, bases loaded, making those guys make wild pitches and everything. So I think at the end of the day, it's a team effort, and we showed up today.
Standing on your right, Ryan.
Juan, I have 2 for you. You mentioned the wild pitches. When you're up in that at bat, and he's already thrown the 2 the inning before, and he's thrown the 2 to you, what's the approach there? I mean, you have to be extra patient knowing he can't find the strike zone.
I don't try to be extra patient, but definitely try to get my pitch because he's trying to nibble and make pitches. And whenever he put that guy on third base, my mindset just changed to put the ball in play. Put the ball in play, try to get that runner in, you know. He made a pitch, and then he missed. And I just take my walk. I trust my teammates behind me, and then Judge came through.
And Judge, and you mentioned Judge, he had the sac fly, but he still hasn't had the big hit, the homer, or the big hit this postseason. Can you feel how much you and Giancarlo's hot bats are taking pressure off of him right now and just kind of carrying the load?
Like I said in the past, I don't think he has any pressure. He's been doing really good. I mean, he made a swing to right field today. They dive, make a good contact on the sac fly. So I think, you know, it's some days when you can't find the holes. So I think he's feeling himself again. He's swinging about well, and I think he's gonna be fine. I don't think he has any pressure. We definitely, like I say, it's a team effort. At the end of the day, he's gonna take every single guy in that lineup. We cannot lean on only him. So we all got to come through in one time.
Put Ron up front.
On the home run trot, what was the significance between first and second when you made the hand motion?
We keep it in ourselves. It's only me and the bullpen. We keep it in ourselves.
Can you give us a hint of what it means?
No, I can't.